Mr. Butts, it's Julie Bilyeu. It's nice to meet you.
Yes, it's nice to meet you too.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good, good. I'm glad you called, and I wanted to stop by today and just touch bases a little bit about what your plans are. I know from my notes, from our conversation on the phone, that you were going to be looking at moving your mom.
Yes, going to be moving her over to Brookridge.
Okay. Do you know what floor plan she's got?
I'm not too sure, but I believe that it was sent to you. I believe it's the Laurel.
It's the Laurel. Yeah, I think so. And I think they've got about 650 square feet. We do a lot of work over at Brookridge. So you're moving your mom. What is the timeline? Do you have a move-in time frame?
Right now they are working on the apartment, and the apartment is not ready yet, but they are telling me that it should be in the next 4 to 5 months.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And as far as what you want done, what are you thinking right now based on, are you going to need to help packing her up? Are you going to help downsize, size, as well as unpacker, mover, unpacker?
She's going to want to take a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a very difficult conversation with my mom.
Okay.
To determine what she can and cannot take with her.
Okay.
She's going to want to take everything. Her china cabinets, her couches, her king size bed.
Right. So do you think a space plan might be helpful for her at all? For her to look at it specifically?
I think that having someone other than myself discuss this with her would probably be very helpful and be very well worthwhile.
Right. Well, right? Usually they don't like their kids to parent.
Yeah.
And so can definitely work on that. And what I went ahead and did was just I pulled the space from the Laurel, and as you can see, it's 650 square feet. And there's a lot of differences now than this that they have on the website, but it all works still the same. It looks like you have a lot of space, but it's really it feels much smaller once you start getting everything in there. So what we have done in the past is we use a space planning program. And basically what I've done in the past is measured everything that your mother could possibly want to take. And then we go through and place it. And as you can see, anything that didn't fit in the space plan, I left it on the outside. So when I come back and we're working on the space plan, we will work at it online, and I'll be able to move things and just be able to show her, if you want this china cabinet, you're going to have to not take that chair. Or if you want this chair, then we're going to have to look at moving something else out. And it gives them a lot of empowerment and a lot of autonomy around being able to choose what they want and understand what they're getting. Okay. The other thing we do is we go into the kitchen and we will measure how many drawers she has, what their sizes are, how many cabinets there are, and then come back over here to her kitchen, and use blue tape and mark that out. So basically what I'm going to tell her is, this is the size you have of space in your kitchen. And you have to get everything you want within these 2 lines of blue tape.
That's a good idea.
So it makes, again, it's all about empowerment, all about autonomy, and making sure that she feels like this is her new space and not about you can't take. It's not a bunch of can'ts. It's you can. You can take that, but you got to give a little bit.
Yeah, I had moved my mom at one point and helped move her, and I threw away one of her favorite rugs, and I hear about it to this day.
Yes.
So having somebody else that will go through and make a list and help her decide those things would be very helpful.
Yeah. And she needs to understand that even though she might be the life of the party at Brick Ridge, she doesn't have to be the life of the party in her apartment. She can go to the cafe. She can go to dinner in the dining room. She's going to be all over the place. Her entertainment isn't going to be in the apartment for the most part. And so we try to help them understand that and give them options around that. So what we can do is we can do a space plan, and I'll go in, I'll find where all the plugs are. I'll make sure I know where the TV's going to sit. We'll mark through all of that, and then I'll come back with that all lined up in the space planning software, and then we'll go through and measure everything. We'll put it in the software, and then we'll be able to play with it a little bit with her.
Okay.
So she can see that. So we can do that, as well as the kitchen, like we were talking about. Also closets. I'll tell you the other thing that I'm not happy with is they have very little bathroom storage. So we need to really be creative about what that storage is going to look like and how much she's going to be able to take. But we do a lot of things in closets and that kind of thing too. So we can do this. We can also pack her up. Once we've decided what she's taking, I can send my team over. We'll pack her completely, and then we'll be able to work with our movers and move her in, and then resettle her. So what we'll do is usually how we like to work it is we'll pack her up one day. The second day we move her in. We make sure that she's got her bed set up. She can sleep there that night, and she has enough stuff to get her through the evening. I always tell everybody, regardless, pack like you're going on a 5-day cruise. So all your medicines, your toiletries, and clothing for 5 days, regardless. And then we'll come back that third day, unpack her, take all the stuff away, and she will be set up completely. And that is why we talk about day one living, to be honest. It's all about making sure that the first day that she moves in is the day she gets to start her new life.
Yeah, that all sounds really good. It does sound like it could run up the expense a little bit for us. I do have a sister who is going to be involved in some of this. So we'll probably have to discuss it. So if you can... she may want to come and we do the packing.
Sure.
She may not. So if you can give us a cost of whether we're doing the packing or whether you do everything, do it that way, and we'll look at it, and we might, if you're willing to do it that way.
I'm willing to do it however you need us to do it. We want to find the very best solution for you and your mom and make sure that she's happy at the end of the day. And we want to stay true to the goal. The goal is to get her moved in here as quickly as we possibly can once that apartment's ready. Because as soon as that apartment's ready, you're going to have to start paying for it.
Yes.
And so let's get her in. Let's get her started. And what we can do is, what I'll do is I'll go back. Let me run some numbers. What I'll do, and I'll send you an estimate and a proposal around what we can do. And everything's a la carte. So if you want to pack her, that's fine. But if you want us to unpack her and take away all the stuff, all the trash and everything, we can do that as well. So it's however you want to work at that. I will tell you that there will be a deposit, and usually I take about 50% of the estimate of our space plan packing and resettling. We do hire third-party movers, which that means you can use whomever you want. So if you already have a person that you like to use or you've used in the past, we'll work with them. But they will be third party. They will bill you separately, and that will be a separate cost as well. We have movers that we work with quite frequently here, so we have some preferred movers ourselves, but we will work with anybody that you want. But I can also get those quotes for you.
Yeah, I don't have any movers that I have worked with, so I will need a couple of.
Okay, I will definitely. I can pull a couple of quotes for you.
I don't like just one quote. I usually like to have a couple.
Absolutely. So we can pull a couple of quotes for you as well, and get that information over to you. So how would you like me to follow up with you outside of me sending you an email?
Let's send the email. I will. Can you copy my sister on an email?
Sure. Let me get her email address.
Aries, JMT at bellsouth.net.
Okay. And finally, is there any reason outside of cost? Is there any reason right now today that you would not want to use us to help your mother move?
No, because I didn't expect to be in this position.
Right.
You know, it's and it's been a little bit hard to make the decision to do it.
Right.
And you know, of course, her well-being is my top priority.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So. And I understand that. And that's the one nice thing about what we do is we focus on the older adult. And specifically, you know, we do most of the moves for Brook Ridge we do all of their internal moves. And then, you know, we're usually who ends up moving most of their folks because we are so connected with them. And we do a lot with them, and so they're used to seeing us. They know what to expect from us. So I definitely want to let them know that we hopefully will be working with you guys, so they can go ahead and start thinking through that. But I'll get you the quote. I'll get you the information. I would to get on the calendar though. We will need the deposit and a signed contract from you to get on the calendar for when your mom needs to move.
Okay, so how would I do pay the deposit? And do you provide me a paper contract, or how do we do the contract?
I can do it either way you want. So will you be the one signing it? Your mother, your sister?
I will be the one signing it.
Okay. So what I can do is I will send you a copy via email. And then I do use Dropbox Sign, so I can send you a copy through Dropbox Sign. You can sign it electronically if you agree with it, but then you have your paper copy just to refer, or your emailed copy to refer to. And then I will also send you an invoice for the deposit. And you can pay that online through QuickBooks as well. So you can either do bank ACH or you can pay with credit card as well. So, what other questions do you have for me?
So let's say we decide to go forward and everything else, and the date comes and we're going to move her. Mm-hmm. What does that, more specifically, what does it look like? What are the time frames? When do you start? Hold on, my lights automatically turned off. I'm going to turn them back on.
Okay.
Hey Google, turn on the family room lights.
So that's pretty cool there.
That is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's nice when I want to be lazy. I don't have to get up and do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So what does it look like? Well, sometimes it looks like a big mess, and sometimes it looks like we have no idea what we're doing, but there is a method to our madness most of the time. So usually the day we come to pack, my team usually starts around 9 o'clock. If your mom is a later riser, we can do something a little later, but our goal is to get her completely packed. So we want to start as early as we can. So usually about 9 o'clock, we will come in with everything we have. So we will have boxes, tape, paper, labels, and basically based on the space plan, we will take your boxes and label them based on the color of the room on the space plan where they go. And so, as well as furniture. So if we decide that the living room is blue and we're taking this sofa, we're going to put a blue dot on this sofa so that folks know where it goes. We'll also number it so that we know where in the space plan it goes, what number it goes with. And then we will pack everything up. We will make it so that it's safe. My preference is that maybe your mom stay with you while we're doing the packing, or you take her out. My preference is that she's not in the home where there might be some fall hazards with boxes sitting around and that kind of thing. And then the following day, we'll meet the movers here. We'll move everything out. We will then meet them at the location, help them make sure everything goes in the right rooms. Like I said, get the bed set up. Anything that's been disassembled by the movers will be set up in the apartment. We will make her bed. We will make sure she has the few things that she might need pulled out in the kitchen to make it through the evening, but she can stay there if she would like to. And then the next day we'll show up again about 9 o'clock and we'll start opening boxes and putting things out where she would like to see them. And then we will take all the boxes, all the paper, and any other trash away with us when we go. And it'll be her apartment. If there are shelves or anything like that, we'll take pictures of those before we pack them so that we can put them back the same way.
Okay.
So it looks very similar.
That sounds awesome.
Good. Well, I'm glad. Well, I'll get that email over to you. If you have any questions, my cell phone is on my card. This is some information specifically about us, just talking about all the services that we do. So should you ever need any kind of liquidation or anything like that, we can help you with that as well. But we look forward to working with you, definitely. So please make sure you let me know if you have any questions.
I will definitely do that.
It was good to see you. Thanks so much.
Yes.
Mr. Butts, it's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thanks
for coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for calling me. I did go ahead and put together and print off our proposal so that you can sign it today. I just wanted to go over it really quickly. So we've got her moving from here to Brookridge, and we're looking at probably the end of August. And then I know you guys found out that her apartment will be ready around September 1st. So that's good. It's a little bit sooner than you expected, I think.
Yes.
But that's great because sometimes it's a lot longer than you expected. And then, so here's our project estimated costs that include the space plan, packing and resettling. So with all of that, we're looking at about $2,533 for that. And then we are looking at probably another $1,000 for just the move labor and the truck. So we're looking at anywhere between, for the total package, $3,100 to $3,300 to move her to Brookridge.
Okay, so you're giving me a range, so it's not like a set price?
No, and the reason is because we bill on hours. So basically for packing and resettling, we are charging $75 per man hour plus packing supplies. Our packing supplies for a 1-bedroom, we have a package for our packing supplies, which includes about 60 to 65 boxes, plus everything that goes with that, and that's $250. Any additional boxes over and above that are $4 a box. So I'm hoping that we can stay below 65 boxes, and that'll be in here, but then we'll charge you more if we go over 65. The other thing is the range is because of moves. So keep in mind that when we're looking at the hours, it may take us a little longer if we've got to walk down the long hallway. And I've got to go and sort of test that out and see which elevator we're going to be in, because that building has 2 wings and multiple floors, and so I've got to see exactly where her apartment is in relation to the elevator, and then that sort of gives us a better idea of which side of the estimate we'll end up coming in on. So we'll look at that, because it's all about how long it takes us to get there with the move part. Okay.
Yep. And then of course, the space plan and everything else.
Yep, and that's all included in that. That's all included in here. Okay. Yes. So I've estimated the hours and the use of the software in that estimate as well.
Okay.
So this estimate here is space planning. It is the packing and the resettling.
Okay.
And then this estimate down here is the moving, which is, like I said, about $1,000 for the moving labor and the truck. And then that gives us that range there, the 31 to 3,300.
Okay.
Okay.
That looks really good. And in talking with my sister, that was well within our budget to be able to do. So.
Oh, good. Awesome.
We always want to. We it's close, but we can do it.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, I will tell you that you won't regret it. We will take excellent care of your mother and you guys. We want it to be a really positive experience. I know transitions can be emotional for all involved, including you and your sister, but hopefully because of the way we handle older adults moves all the time, we understand sort of all those things, all those extracurricular things that other people may not understand that go into moving from your family home of 40 years. So you want to go ahead and get it signed then today?
Sure, let's go ahead.
All right, here you go, right there. And if you and just as a reminder, the movers will want to be paid that day. I'll wait and bill you after the resettle. I'm going to send you an invoice for $1,500, which is about half of the low end of the estimate. So you'll get that in the email. Just go ahead and pay that, and then the movers will want their payment for their time and truck that day.
Okay.
Okay.
We can do that.
All right. Awesome.
So I did look at your folder here that you gave me, and I was looking at all your services, and in talking with my sister, we realized that we are probably going to have quite a bit left. When you have somebody that's 84 years old,
yes,
you're going to and they've acquired stuff over their life. They're going to have. I got a lot of stuff in this house that has to be gone through, and my sister and I have gone through, and with my mother's help, what she can help with,
right?
Gone through and taken out some of the stuff that is going to be taken by family, but we're still not quite all the way through it. But
sure.
But I know my sister and I talked about having an estate sale.
Okay.
And doing an estate sale and having that, and it looks like you do offer an estate sale, and what do you think about what do you think about that looks like for us from your standpoint?
Sure, absolutely. So first of all, I sell brooms to Buicks, so I will sell anything that you have. Okay.
All right.
That being said, what we normally do is we use our online auction platform, CT Bids. And the reason I do that instead of live in-person estate sales is for 3 reasons. First of all, COVID sent me that way. We couldn't do live in-person things, so we started doing the the online auctions. And then because we are a franchise and we are national, we have the opportunity to ship items. So it gives you a bigger footprint than just the people local here in the Triad. And then finally, security. I don't have to advertise your address anywhere except to the winning bidders. And by the time they win, we know more about them than they know about themselves. And most of them we have known for a while, and we are here to man that and make sure that we have safe outload of all the belongings by the bidders. But they are required to bring their own help and bring their own supplies to get everything out. Let me tell you, I've seen them come in here. We had one man have to sit outside for 2 hours because he brought a Camry and had a wingback chair. He couldn't get in there, so he sat out in the driveway until his friend came.
Wow.
So I mean, they will come in anything, Prius to get a china cabinet, but we do try to help them understand that it is their responsibility to get that stuff, and all the shipping that we do. Because we can do things nationally, the buyer pays for that. The winning bidder pays for that. But we take it back to our warehouse and we package it up, and then they pay for that. They've already paid for their items before we take it. Okay, so they've already paid for the actual item themselves, and then we work with them on the shipping side. Okay.
And then so. What does that process look like? I mean, do you do like 100% sale? I mean, everything, I mean, there's some pretty nice stuff here, and it should go pretty well.
Yeah.
Right. It should have some pretty good value, and
so let me ask you what your expectations are of whether you were going to do an estate sale or what you're going to do if we do an online auction. What are your monetary expectations?
Of course, I'd like to get, some money out of it. I'd like to be on the plus side, definitely.
Okay.
But I definitely, the house does need to be sold, and I've got a real estate agent who would like to get it cleaned out fairly quickly.
Okay. Okay. So, one of the things that we do to partner with our real estate partners is we can actually take their Zillow listing or their realtor.com listing and put it in our sale as a off-site piece. And so here's all the stuff we're selling that was in the house. And by the way, you can also go buy the house if you want to through this other site.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'll have to get you in touch with Stuart, my real estate agent.
That would be great. Yeah. I'd love to talk to her. Stuart Austin?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know her.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, good.
She's great. She's amazing.
Yes.
So that being said, the way our process works is, again, we are going to descend on this house, 3-4 people, and we're going to sort and organize. So my team will start in one corner of a room. They'll go to different places, but one corner of a room, and they will go from one side of the room to the other side and all the way around. And they're going to determine what are we throwing away, what are we donating, and what are we going to sell. And then once the house is done like that, trash is bagged up, donations are marked, and then we will come back. We come after that and create lots and listings, and we create the listing. We hope to get between $40 and $60 per listing on every listing that we put on that auction. That's our goal. So we're going to look and pair things together. A lot of times we'll pair something that's very, very desirable with maybe something not so much, just so they take it away, because that's part of it. We create those listings, and then that's how we put it out on the sale. And then we work with a marketing company that specializes in helping us with liquidations, and they do all of our marketing. And I have joined every yard sale Facebook group known to man, and we go in and we advertise that way. And I realize that some of the stuff isn't yard sale items, but you've got trolls all over those pages looking for things that people don't know they have. And so some of our collectors, some of our buyers, that are looking for specific things are out there trolling these yard sale sites trying to find things for less than they should have to pay for them. So we advertise our auctions that way, and then they come and they bid for us. They bid on ours.
Yeah. My mom has like the specialty Christmas items that, that she, these little scene houses.
Oh, she's got some Department 56 houses.
I don't ask me. I do not know where they were, but I know that she has a whole bunch.
Does she have them all in boxes?
I would assume they're probably in the boxes because she was pretty particular, but I cannot guarantee that they are. So.
Okay. Well, do you know there's Facebook groups that buy and sell those and collect those specifically? So I've joined those as well. Oh. So we will make sure that we market it extensively. Everything starts at $1.
At $1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
so something could sell for $1. So
something could sell for $1.
Like this couch.
It could, but it won't. But it could.
Okay.
So, but let me talk to you a little bit about reserves and why we start everything at $1. Okay. So I personally have a rule that you can have 5 reserves on the auction for anything you won't take less than $500 for. Okay? But let's talk about what that means. So, you know this pen here? This Sharpie S-Gel pen, I think, is the bestest pen ever. Okay? I love it. And everybody in my office knows, don't give Julie a pen other than this one because I love it. Okay. And let's say I love it so much that I decide I'm going to try to sell it on auction for $10. One pen. Okay. I can get 12 of them on Amazon for about $10. Just giving you some information there. So it's on there for $10. Okay. Having it on there for $10 for reserve means that I don't have to sell it for less than $10. But it affects bidder behavior because you're going to get a bidder that goes by and says, well, I'm not paying $10 for that pen. And they don't even bid. They don't even watch it. They don't do anything. They just keep going. And then you've got another bidder that'll figure out, well, okay, I can pay $8 for it. And they'll bid $8. Okay? But it didn't meet your reserve. So what does that mean? Well, one, you don't have to sell it because it didn't meet $10. But guess what? They didn't meet reserve, so they don't have to honor their bid either. So even if you say to me, Julie, I'll take $8 for that pen, they can say, I changed my mind. I don't want to take $8 I'm not going to pay $8 for it. But you get 2 bidders. This thing starts at $1 and you got 2 bidders that love these pens like I do. And they start bidding and they get excited. And then you can get $15 for it. I mean, think about it. All it takes is that little bit of competition. I have gotten text messages from my bidders at 10 o'clock at night, and I get a text message and I look at it and it says, ha, I got it. Who cares about the electric bill?
Well,
she bid way over what she had planned to, but she got the curio cabinet she wanted. And so that's sort of how auctions work. It's all about that experience, that competition, that feeling like I'm going to get this, I'm going to win it. And that's the kind of experience we're trying to create.
So the auction, so it's different than an estate sale. You don't set pricing. You're starting at $1.
We started at $1.
And so are you getting the prices that? How do you get those? How do we know we're getting the right prices?
because we are a national franchise and we advertise nationally and all over the place, I get between 10 and 13,000 views of my every auction that I put out. And so I feel very comfortable in fair market value for what I'm getting at that point in time. Now, keep in mind, and I try to be as transparent as I always possibly can. They may pay more or less tomorrow than they pay today. And they may have paid more or less yesterday. But today is what they're going to pay today. And one of the things that I try to also help my customers understand is we've got an auction that goes for 4 to 6 days. That is a blink in time. So we're getting the people that are looking for this pin during that time period. Now, 6 months from now, there could be someone else looking for the pin, but they missed out, right? So so when you see items on eBay or on Etsy that are, this pin's $300, guess what? They can let that sit there for 3 years till they get somebody that's willing to pay them $300. What are we doing? We are getting your house cleaned out so that it can be on the market quicker, so that it can be sold.
Okay.
And that's where your value comes in for your mother.
Yeah, so that was my question. You do the estate sale. Who gets rid of, I know you said you get rid of all the garbage and everything else, but at the end of the estate sale, anything that's left.
So that's really a game time decision. So if there's anything left after the auction that didn't get picked up or didn't sell, if there are things that you want to, we can donate all of that for you. You will get the receipts for any donations that we make. And we make sure that we handle that. And if you have special places you'd like us to donate, like Green Nest or Dress for Success, we can also do those. You asked a little bit ago about the pricing, and let me just show you this information. So these are things that everything started at $1. And this sale grossed $13,000 with all of these things starting at $1. Two turntables went for $819 with starting at $1. Same thing with this. This painting went for $3,800 starting at $1. This lamp, $455 starting at $1. And then the same things with these. So even this Gibson guitar, $710. We started it at $1 as well. So you will get the pricing that is what people are willing to pay today on the auction, because we do so much advertising. Now let's talk a little bit about things that you think that might sell. Now, shelving, any kind of storage stuff always sells very well. However, we have sold things for $28, and we've sold things for $32. Those are sort of our low and highs. Lamps, just depends on the lamp, but we've sold them for 20 pairs of lamps for $20. We sold pairs of lamps for $45. Cut glass, your general cut glass usually isn't selling very well overall. The way we have started selling our china so that we get better value is we sell our china plates in one listing, then cups and saucers in another, and bowls in another, because somebody wants the whole pattern, they'll bid on it all. But someone that has 2 chipped plates at home isn't going to buy 12 place settings, but she's more willing to buy 12 plates. Okay. So then you have 2 people competing there, and it drives the price up. So we get a little more value. However, my children don't want any of my china or that either. So those are some of the prices and some of the things we've seen. And then we do a little bit different than estate sales. So when an estate sale is over, normally they leave they just take their stuff that's theirs and they walk away and leave anything left over there. When we're done, it is completely cleaned out. When we're done with your house, it will be broom swept, vacuumed, counters wiped down, and everything that's supposed to be out of it will be gone.
Wow. That looks great.
So
I'm sure Stuart would be very happy with that.
Yeah, she would definitely be very happy with this.
Yes.
So, but that's sort of how we do it. And if you want to, like we said, we can do something with selling the house on CT bids as well. The other thing I was going to tell you is what we do is if she wants us to come in and declutter first so she can take her pictures, go ahead and list the property. We will then wait, and then she can call me and tell me that she's got a contract on the house. We'll come in, do all the auction prep, but we've already taken away the trash and the donations. And then what's left is going to be auction prep. We do that. And then as soon as due diligence has been passed and we know we're going to closing, we'll turn that auction on, run it for 4 to 6 days, and we'll have everything out of here but before closing.
Yeah, I know she has a very tight time frame that she would like to get it on the market.
Yeah. So we can definitely work within those time frames at all. And that's sort of the beauty of what we do. We can do things very quickly. Because we're doing the auction, we're not babysitting a bunch of stuff all the time, for weeks on end, or having to have multiple sales or multiple weekends to sell things. We are doing it in a very simple time frame. It's very quick, to the point, and gets you across the finish line where you want to be with your house sold.
Yeah, and so the fees for all of this that occurs, is it all included in some sort of a percentage, or is it what is it?
So we do have a service fee because there is work that is put into this. So because we're taking care of everything, soup to nuts, so to speak, we do have a service fee that's based on density of the home as well as square footage of the home. And I'll get that information to you. And then on top of that is 40% of the gross proceeds of the sale is my commission.
Okay. Deposits, anything,
So I asked for 50% deposit on that as well, on what the estimate is for the service fee.
Okay.
Usually my service fees are running anywhere from on a just depending, say a 2,500 square foot home, we're looking at probably $3,000 to $4,000 depending on how much stuff is in there as the service fee.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds very good.
But what we'll end up doing is that 60% of that you get commission, or your proceeds will go to offset the costs, offset the cost of the service fee. So we'll take 50% up front, and that'll end up being a credit. And then whatever's left of the 60% proceeds of yours can go to either pay for, offset, or I pay you, just depending on how well your sale does.
Yeah, well, I want you to pay me.
Yeah, everybody wants me to pay them.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody wants me to. So we'll try. We'll try our best. How about that?
All right.
No promises, though. No guarantees.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions you have?
No, I think it sounds good. I'm going to speak it over with my sister, and get those over to us, and again, copy my sister on the email.
Sure.
And that would be
I'll
great.
be happy to. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Butts. Good to see you again.